Is this thing on?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey! Where did everyone go?
Where is everyone?
Where's the camera guy?
What's going
the sound
on?
guy?
What's happening? Oh my goodness.
I'm coming to you this afternoon live here at the Gilbert Cabin in Idlewild, California with breaking news and ongoing tensions with the production of DC Live. The tensions grew after the first filming of DC Live, where supposedly one of the main guests, known as Bagman, has been cut from the live show, and who describes being left out and alone in his thoughts with no one to help. This week's things grew more unstable as all of the sponsors for the live show have pulled out. Let's take you behind the scenes and hear the personal story of Bagman.
So tell me, Bagman, how did you meet Lloyd and Michelle? And how did you feel after the first episode? I noticed you haven't been back live since then. Did something happen? Do you feel like maybe Quarantine Monkey is getting all of the attention? Do you think maybe that has to do with how you felt when you were growing up? I heard it was difficult for you in junior high, given your situation. And finally, what would you like to say to Lloyd and Michelle if you were given the opportunity?
Wow. I don't know what's going on, but welcome to DC Live.
Is that real what Bagman said?
I don't know. We're still on lockdown. I don't know where he's gonna go. So
Is he leaving us?
I don't think so. I can't imagine. But hey, welcome to DC Live tonight.
Yes.
And as you can tell, we're running things from our living room. We don't have our production team. Like, it's me and Aiden at the controls right here at the computer, and I
made one too many funny jokes, and they just
but something about tension and our sponsors left. I don't know what's going on. I hope we can maybe
we need to get a new sponsor.
We need you know what I
We're out of money.
I wonder if we can get a sponsor like Hallmark. Mother's Day is right around the corner. I saw, Aiden, because of the quarantine, you were making your own Mother's Day card.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fantastic that you know how to make your own Mother's Day card. If it's okay with you, can I have your permission to show the students your fancy artwork?
Am I the new sponsor?
Do you have any money? I don't know if you do. I've seen your.
You guys can pay me.
Yeah, wait, no, I'm not gonna pay you. Let's take a look at maybe Aiden's work here. Let's take a look here. Oh my goodness, that is, wow. When did you learn to draw?
I learned to draw back in junior high.
No, wait, you did this in junior. You had amazing talent as a junior high student. That's crazy. Yeah. That's really fancy artwork with the flowers, and that was pretty impressive. And what message did you write on the inside? Can we take a peek at that?
I guess.
Okay, let's take a. So here's your card, and let's take a look at the message on the inside. It says, "Mom, I can never thank you enough for all your smiles, for all your hugs, and mostly for all your love." Wow, You called her Mum.
Mum. Yes.
Yeah,
I junior high, a little bit of a British stage. I was into some British rock and roll, and it might have snuck up in my writing.
Okay, so Mum.
Mum.
Like, Mum's the word. Mum's the word.
No,
like,
no.
Like,
don't ruin my card.
Alrighty.
Don't ruin my card. You want me to be your sponsor.
There you go. Okay. If the screen goes black like that, it's because Aiden is getting notifications on his phone, which causes the camera to shut off. Again, this is what happens when you don't have good sponsors.
The production team takes care of that issue.
Wow.
No team today.
But you know what? I actually have a pretty special card too. I made one.
Did you?
Yeah. I wonder if Hallmark might use it, and then maybe we can get a sponsor.
Fingers crossed. All right. Before you show us, this is what we're trying to get Hallmark.
Yes.
This is your best work.
This is my best work, and so
because we need a sponsor.
Yes,
we need your best work.
We need a sponsor. So here we go. So here's my Mother's Day card. What do you think? First impressions.
First thing I noticed, you painted everything but the dude's pants.
yeah.
You colored everything but his pants, and they're on backwards.
I messed that up too. Sorry about that. And so, yeah.
Happy Mother Day. That's worse than Mum.
I forgot the S.
Yeah.
But look at the roots. I mean, it's really kind of cool looking, and so
those are tree roots.
No, those
flowers don't root that deep in the ground.
No, they really do. I dug some up this week, and
okay, so when you go to pick a flower for your pretty girl, when you're walking in the forest, you go to pick her a flower. You're gonna have to pull it out. Like
you might. Students, you might give yourself some extra time if you go do that in the future. All right, so here's the thing, students. I need help. Because, Aiden, you have like a real poetry kind of touch. I don't. So what I need...
Poetic.
Thank you. What I need is for you as a student to write in the live chat what the message should be for my card. And so if you write a message in the live chat, what you think my card should say, let me pull my card back up for you. So here's my card. What should be the inside message? Write it in the live chat right now. And everyone who makes a submission goes into a drawing for a prize. And we're going to choose one. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. So yeah, we're
one sentence.
One sentence, yes, not a long paragraph. So kind of like, your best kind of one sentence.
Maybe even a one-liner.
Yeah, maybe so. So, alrighty. So that's what we're looking for. You made a second card.
I did.
Well, let's check out.
This one was 8th grade year.
8th grade year. Okay, so let's check out 8th grade year, and so here we go. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I noticed right away that you're missing is like the roots. Your flowers don't have the roots again.
I think. But I don't
really fancy work. And let's take a look at like the inside message. So here's the inside message. You wrote, "I love you, Mom." You went back. You went right back to the mum again. I don't get the mum.
It was a longer stage in my life.
It was a longer stage in your life. Okay, so alrighty. I have a second one.
You made another card.
I made another card.
Okay, I don't think Hallmark would like the first one.
Okay, I made another card, and
don't mean to burst your bubble.
Yeah. And so, but again, students, I need help. I need help to know what do I say in the inside message. So I'm going to put the card up, and you start putting in what you think should be the inside message, and then we'll be able to choose one. And again, if you make a submission, you're automatically entered to win.
Yeah.
But we're going to pick one, though, for real. Alrighty. So here's my card. Alrighty. So there's your card. Now here's mine. Here we go. What do you think, Aiden?
I think that's like, I No words.
No,
I mean,
no words.
You're
I
like,
mean, are you saying that it should
it's
be
like
blank?
it's like you're yelling at her.
I am not.
Mom.
No, I'm not yelling. It's like, Mom, like you're the best. And
no, it's like a whine. It's like you're whining.
I mean, so again, yeah, I need.
Sorry, Hallmark, we let you down.
No, we didn't. I mean, and did you notice I have streaks? I put streaks in my mom's hair.
You gave her highlights.
Yeah, I gave her. Oh yeah. Thank you. Highlights, not streaks.
Did you when you were coloring the card? Did the marker go off the card and in her hair?
Nope. So there you go. So I'm hoping students that you guys will be able to get a good message, and so what we're wanting to do is actually once we have the messages, I think the producers somewhere we have a producer that's watching the show, and I think they're going to send me a message on like the winning like statements they have on the inside. And guess what? You know what, students? Here's what we're going to do. If you like the card that I wrote, I didn't write. If you like the card that I put together with the inside message in the live chat, you can say, I want one, and put your name. And you know what? We're going to mail that card to your mom this point tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to mail the card to the student.
And it'll get there Saturday, and it'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise. So you can be on the lookout for it, and then that way when your mom opens it up, you can maybe videotape it and then send us the video, and maybe we can send it to Hallmark and actually get them to sponsor us. So
I think that'll work.
Let's see if let's see what the winning submissions were. So let's see if I've got anybody.
Call the producer out there.
Okay, here we go.
What does he say?
It says, you are the best. Thank you for everything, Mom. I love you. I thought that was really, really good. So that'll be for the first card. And then the second one is, Jesus made you the best mom in the world.
Wow.
That's really cool. I like that. Alrighty, so students, this is how it's going to work. If you like those messages, if you like one of those cards, let's put them back up again. Alrighty, so let's go back.
There it is.
If you want this card with the message of Jesus made you the best mom in the world, write down in the chat, say, I want one, and put your name, and we're going to mail. This card is going to be addressed to your mom. It's going to come in the mail. You're literally going to get it this weekend.
Someone should put down a Domino's Pizza address.
There
too.
you guys
I think
go.
That'd be hilarious.
And then if you like this one and you like the message, thank you for everything, Mom. I love you. Put in the chat right now. I want one. Put your name. It's coming in the mail. Addressed to your mom, and you're gonna get that. So yeah, man. I wonder how many students want the cards that we like. 'Cause depending on how many students want one, we might be back to having a sponsor next week. So, because we don't have a sponsor. I could say, hey, let's watch a sponsor video, but it will just be a black screen. So, wow. Alrighty. But you know what, Aiden? I was so impressed with.
What?
I was so impressed that you drew those cards in junior high.
Yeah. Well, I think "drew's" the wrong word.
Okay.
They were done on the computer.
Wait, you just burst my bubble right now. Like I thought you I bought you paint sets as a kid. I thought
I made some rough drafts, but ultimately
you made some rough drafts.
I digitally created them.
Okay, well I appreciate that. That's really fantastic.
Still a great accomplishment.
But in junior high, that's so wild. What I thought would be interesting tonight is, what if we step back in time to when our leaders were in junior high? And maybe we discovered some things about our leaders as junior high students. What do you think? Should we maybe do that?
I think that's a fantastic
Alrighty.
idea.
Well, students, check it out. This is what we did. is we decided to email your leaders and ask them for some photos from when they were in junior high. So we're going to do a little game again. And in this game, what you're going to do is you're going to see a picture pop up on the screen. And it's going to have 2 leaders. And in the chat, you're going to try and guess who they are. You'll notice a picture has a number 1 and a number 2. So you'll write 1 and put the person's name, 2 put the person's name, and we have bonus questions as well.
Ooh.
And so to show you what I mean, let's go to our first one. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty, our first one. Nope, not yet. Let's go to our first one. Here we go. Ooh, alrighty. So number 1 in the chat, you would write down who you think that is, and then write down who you think the other person is for number 2. And here's the bonus question. The bonus question is, what was their favorite TV show in junior high? Alrighty? So you can write number 1 and write their favorite TV show, write number 2 and their favorite TV show as well. So, alrighty. So number 1 and number 2. Alrighty? So be writing right now in the chat. And here we go. So Aiden, what do you think? Who are they?
Well,
do you have a good guess?
I'm really good friends with the first picture, so that one I did know.
Oh, which is?
Which is Austin.
Austin. That's awesome. What was Austin's favorite TV show growing up?
I believe.
I mean, you guys are
it
really
was
good
the Powerpuff
friends.
Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. That's what I thought. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are really good friends.
There were lots of sleepovers with the Powerpuff Girls on.
There you go. And then for the second person was actually Danny Bomback. Yep, Danny Bomback, 6th grade leader.
Danny.
And his favorite show was called Rocket Power. I've never heard of that TV show.
Look it up.
In my life.
Look it up.
So Rocket Power. So I don't know if you like Flight to the Moon. I don't know. But
sounds like a fast food joint from the
There
80s.
you go. Let's take a look at another one. Here we go. Alrighty. So in the live chat, write 1 and put the answer of who you think that person is. Also for number 2. And here's the bonus question. The bonus question is this. What was their favorite snack growing up? Like, when they got home from school, what was their favorite snack when they got home from school? So, what was your favorite snack, Aiden, as a junior higher?
Oh, man. Put me on the spot.
Okay. Mine was Ding Dongs. Man, I just love Ding Dongs. So, so fantastic.
I think Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. Love Captain Crunch. Well, you know what? That picture number 1, let's put it back up. Picture number 1, that is Jim Dewar on staff. There you go, Jim Dewar as a junior hire, and his favorite snack was chicken biscuit crackers.
Yeah, guys, these are revolutionary.
Chicken biscuit crackers.
If you win one of the raffles, use that $10 to Amazon
and
buy yourself some chicken biscuit. Guys, this is a cracker that tastes like chicken.
Alrighty, like
it's so good.
Wait, like a chicken biscuit. I never had a chicken biscuit.
It's good.
But they do taste like chicken biscuits.
It's good.
And of course, number 2 there was Daryl. And Daryl's favorite snack after school was the grilled cheese. Alright, let's go to our third one. Alrighty, here's another one. Ooh, alrighty, here we go. Number 1, write in the answer. And then number 2, write in the answer. We're giving you a hint on number 2, by the way. So, yeah. It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's just
it's not Daryl again.
It's not Daryl.
It's not.
Alrighty. Oh, here's the bonus question. The bonus question is, what was their favorite activity after school? What was their favorite activity after school? You know, my favorite activity after school is just basically taking a nap.
So being alone.
Being alone was...
Wow.
Let's just go back to the picture. Let's go back to the picture. And number 1, the winner, not the winner. The person is Melinda, and her favorite activity was rollerblading. And then number 2,
look at that.
And number 2 is Katie, and her favorite activity after school was swimming. Man, I didn't realize like so many of our staff were so talented in so many ways.
Very athletic too.
Very, very athletic. Alrighty, let's look at another one. Here we go. Talk about athletic right there. Alrighty, number 1, who do you think it is? Number 2, who do you think that is? These are staff as junior hires. And so, the bonus question is, what was their talent? What was their talent? There you go, man. So, Aiden, you have a guitar right here. Man, your talent growing up as a junior higher was learning the guitar. So
I still play.
There you guys go. Number one, the answer is Darren Beebe. There you go. And his talent wasn't football. I mean, he was really good and athletic. But, his talent actually was hospitality. And just opening up the door and being really kind of a servant to people. He really loved to be a servant.
That's cool.
And number two, that is triple bubble right there. Triple misspelled. That's pretty funny. But apparently maybe their talent wasn't the spelling bee. So,
triple bubbles.
Yeah.
That's it's Avery.
It's Avery. And Avery's talent.
That's his rapper name, by the way.
What? Triple bubble. Yeah.
So when you guys see Avery again, be like, triple bubble, spit me some beats.
Spit me some beats. Triple bubble. And his talent was skateboarding. Let's go to our last. We got to go to the last one. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. Number 1, put the name of the leader. Number 2, the name of the leader. And let's go.
You know what? I feel like giving a hint.
Okay.
The first one's not me.
Alrighty, there you guys go. Alrighty, and then the question is the same one. Where do you imagine their talents being? Here they are, junior high. I mean, I don't know if the dog is kind of a talent there or not. Not really sure.
So the dog's not on staff.
The dog's not on staff. No, and that dog. So let's go back to the picture.
Oh my god.
So the first one was Kaylee Sears, and her talent was knitting. Looks like the dog might be wearing maybe something she knitted. I don't know.
So, you know what?
Maybe so. And of course, number 2 there was Tammy, and Tammy's skill sets is crazy. Her skill sets were. I had to write it down here because there was so many. Like, she learned how to really connect with God through prayer, through journaling. Like it was in 8th grade, she journaled a bunch, and then she also learned to do high jump, and she also learned to start selling things, like making hair bands and stuff like that. And lo and behold, she really got into it, and now she works in finance. So it's crazy how
it works
so
out.
Interesting how God does things when you are in junior high into preparing you for that future. Students, it goes into our story here tonight a little bit, and that is tonight I want to take a look at talents and these skill sets, because you are a junior higher and you have amazing talents. And guess what? The talents that you have right now, God wants to use, and He wants to use those even though you are in quarantine. God still has things that He wants to use in you. So we're in this series about facing what's next. And we want you to know that as you come out of quarantine, to take your talents with you as you go back in the world and use these talents for God. So tonight, like we have all the other previous last 2 weeks, we're going to look at another story of Jesus, another parable. Going back to the very first week in this series, Jesus told a parable about a wise person who built his house on the rock. It was a reminder of, can Jesus have authority in your life? And then last week, we looked at the parable of the hidden treasure, this reality of, who is it that you truly love at the end of the day? What is it you truly value? And then tonight, God has gifted you with great talents and wants you to use those. So it's a really fantastic story. And it comes out of Matthew chapter 25. And it's pretty funny when I think of talents, because, man, when I was in junior high, I was pretty lazy. My mom had to write a schedule out for me to do things, because I sat around, watched TV, and they bought me a Rubik's Cube. And, and you know what? After an hour, I'm like, this is dumb. And I just peeled the stickers off and did it. And I just moved the stickers around. And so, that's pretty lazy. So
kind of creative.
Okay, well, maybe so.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway, let's jump in this story. It's a really intense one. Matthew chapter 25 says this. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on this long trip. So here we go again, and it's another story that Jesus is talking about, and he's describing the kingdom of God. He's describing this other world that he wants to create. He's describing a picture of what it was like with the Adam and Eve back in the garden before sin ever entered. And Jesus is saying, you know what? I'm going to tell a story about a master who gives his servants all these different talents. And it's this picture of how God has given us talents as well. And right off the bat, once again, we see in the story a little bit of something that kind of maybe confuses us. Because he gave one person 5 talents. And by the way, a talent would have been equal to, millions of dollars. And so to one person, he gave 5 talents. To another, he gave 2. And the last one, he gave 1. So it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. How come he didn't give them all equal amounts of talents? Like, that seems odd. And again, it's a story that Jesus is using to draw us deeper into the truths about who God is. So ultimately, really what it's about is not looking over your shoulder, kind of comparing who has more than me, who's better than me, because ultimately what Jesus is doing in the story is not talking about who has more and who has less, but really, what are you doing with what God has given you? That's really the bottom line of the story. So here's the deal. Alrighty, got 3 people. 5, 2, and 1. One's got 5 talents, one's got 2, one's got 1. Alrighty, the guy with 5 talents, he went and he took risk. He invested those talents and he actually doubled it.
Hey.
It was really, really amazing. But what was crazy was he stepped out of his kind of normal circles and invested it and really stepped out in a lot of risk taking. Again, this picture of God saying to us, I'm going to give you talents and I want you to step out of your comfort circle. I want you to use these talents in a really powerful way. And it's going to involve risk. And that's okay. And the other guy with the 2 talents,
What did he do?
he worked really, really hard. And working really hard day in and day out with what he had, and he doubled his talents. So this picture of risk-taking and obedience. The Christian life isn't just going to happen on automatic. Students, you've got to do something with the talents that God has given you. Take those risks. Take those steps of obedience. And what was really fascinating is that at the end, it says this, that the master came back and said, all right, what did you do with all these talents I gave you? And they all reported. And the first 2 people who reported what they had done, the one taking risks, the one doing obedience, God says this in the story. It says this, he praised them for being faithful to what was given to them. And now more responsibilities were now being given to them. So now it was like, wow, you are faithful to what was given, I'm going to give you more. It was really fascinating. Well, that was the first 2 guys. We got 1 guy left. Let's see what he did with his talent. Alrighty? Then the servant with 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Oh, here's your money back. The guy took the talent and did basically nothing. He took the talent and he hid it. And at the end of the day, then he goes and actually starts to accuse the master and blame the master for why he didn't do anything. He basically said, hey, you're kind of a cruel person, so I took the 1 talent and I kind of hid it because, if I didn't do well with it, you might punish me pretty severely. So he actually kind of goes after the master and kind of accuses and kind of makes these excuses. Ultimately, excuses and did nothing, not faithful whatsoever. Students, that's not what we're called to. Here is Michelle with a little bit of a way to illustrate this a little bit more with some things that we can actually do. Let's watch this video together.
I think there's 4 reasons why we don't work on our talents. So let's look at those 4 blocks. The first block is comparison. We worry too much about how good another person is. And so we don't work on our own. We think, I can't live up to that potential. They're so much better, so you don't even try. The second one is embarrassment. We're worried about another person's opinion of us, that we are too afraid to take any risks. We're too afraid or insecure to even try practicing at the things that we might be good at. The third is not knowing where to start. The reality is we just need to start now and do some of these practical things. If you're a naturally gifted singer or you enjoy music or writing, then start practicing. Michael Barker started in middle school where he became a worship leader he is now. If you're an athlete, keep up those skills. Go outside and start working on your hand-eye coordination. Or if you're the best on your team, maybe there's a way to reach out to your teammate to give them tips on how to keep improving. Or if you're a computer whiz and you love technology, start practicing and learning new platforms. My brother in middle school learned C++ in a summer. Or if you're a creative person, think of ways to bring what's in your mind out into a visual for other people. Practice on whatever medium that you like, if that's drawing or painting, or if that's learning to sew or working with other textiles, or if that's performance in dance and more acting. Keep practicing those things. And the fourth block is the reality that we think that the talent is just meant for us. The reality is your talent is meant to be shared, is meant to not bring attention to you, but it's meant to bring attention to God. So be reminded of that.
Alrighty, welcome back. Thank you, Michelle, for the super practical things. You know, again, the person who did nothing with what he had, I want you to notice the response, once again, of the master to him. In verse 26, it says that the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gather crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you at least deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it." And Jesus calls him out. He says, "You're trying to shift the blame to me. At the end of the day, it doesn't work. I see the excuses that you're making, and I'm calling you out on it." And he says, at the end of the day, you're lazy. You weren't faithful. And man, students, there's so many hesitations we might have. Like Michelle pointed out, maybe some insecurities that we might have when it comes to this. But at the end of the day, we have a call to step up and to do this. Once again, as it says at the very end in Matthew 28, that we have to see ultimately that there's a consequence when we don't really take the call by God to use these talents. And there comes a pretty harsh consequence at the end of the story where Jesus basically says to the man, you know what, your talents are taken from you, I'm going to be given to the others, and you're going to be separated from me. And so, students, we have this calling to do. Well, I want to end with maybe just a really inspiring story from Sierra, who's going to share kind of her own journey with her own talent. Watch.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to come at you with this little video to wrap up what Lloyd was talking about today. And some things that I thought of was just a kind of a personal story and application that I see in this story that I experienced in my life when I was about your guys' age. So when I was your age, I used to sing a lot, and that was kind of when I was kind of realizing that I enjoyed singing and I wasn't like terrible at it. Like I could do it enough to enjoy it and like feel like I was doing something good. And so I used to sing a lot and I would get this feedback, and what was interesting was it wasn't negative feedback, like it was positive feedback, or just, you know, people were watching it or liking it or whatever. And then in real life, like when I would see people, they would mention it and they would talk about, oh my gosh, like I loved your cover. Or I would go to family events and my family would like make me perform like in front of everyone, like right there. And there would just be this like pressure, and I'm not enjoying this anymore because it's more about like making sure I'm good to like please people rather than just like what I was doing in my bedroom, like recording things. So I stopped, really. Like I was hesitant to share. I was hesitant to, write songs or worship or whatever. Like I was very hesitant to post worship songs or covers like I used to because I was so just like overwhelmed by so many people looking at me and all the pressure. And I mean, it was just like my family, but still at that time, it felt like a lot of pressure to be good. So I started to hide and bury my talent, and I wouldn't do that anymore. And then slowly people stopped asking me about it, and I was safe in my little bubble of, okay, I don't have to do this. I know I can, but I'm safe, and I would go to these family events and I wouldn't have to sing in front of everyone and all that kind of stuff. And then later, around like end of high school, I started to just get closer to God, and I felt like I remembered that I could worship and I could sing and use my voice for Him. And I remembered that He was putting this call on me to use this talent to glorify Him. And so I joined the worship team at church. And I was really scared because I remembered all the I wanted to worship and I wanted to lead people in worship, but I didn't want all the other things. What if people didn't think I was good, blah, blah, blah. And I was just so self-focused that I didn't think about, well, none of that stuff matters because you're stepping out in faith and you're doing it regardless. And God is pleased by that. So it helped me realize that it didn't matter what people thought or said, good or bad, because I was using my gift for God's glory. And it just took this pressure off. So maybe that pressure or that fear isn't why you bury your talents. Maybe it's just, laziness or fear of not being good enough or whatever. But whatever the reason, if you're doing it for Christ, that reason isn't valid anymore, because as long as you're doing it, you're succeeding. As long as you're stepping out in faith, you're succeeding. So it's not about the results, it's about the action, no matter how small. God just wants you to step out and do something with what He's given you. And also, I would encourage you to encourage others in their talents, because when you give that simple encouragement of, wow, that's really cool, without a pressure of you're amazing, you have to do this all the time, it just boosts their willingness to keep showing and using their talent for Christ. So step out and do something that you are talented in this week and encourage someone else in what they're stepping out in.
Alrighty, welcome back, students. And thank you so much, Sarah, for really sharing just your heart with that. And students, man, we hope that you can discover your talent. God has given you things right now that can be used to bless others. Well, hey, that's our night tonight. We've got two quick announcements. One is, don't forget, right after this, we're jumping on Zoom for small groups. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. You're all going to go into one Zoom hangout, and then we'll break off into small groups from there. Check out the IDs and the passwords in the live chat. We'll have that there for you. So right when we're done here, we're going to go right into Zoom and into small groups. It's going to be really, really good. Winners! We got winners tonight, man. And so our winners for the Mother's Day submission, the winner there is Kelsey Stovall. Kelsey, welcome. You're the winner tonight.
Hey.
And you're getting
Buy the biscuits.
Buy the biscuits from Amazon.
Buy the biscuits.
And this is a $10 Amazon gift card. And then Hannah Owens, you won the guest of staff. So good job, everybody. And we'll see you in small groups. And tell your parents to look out for a survey coming at the end of this week about some of our summer plans. Alrighty.